Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It is Friday, nope, it's not June, July, just try that again, July 11th. And I can't wait to share this card with you. We're making a Christmas card today, Christmas in July with we're playing with a sweet jar bundle this week. Okay, and I really think that this one's going to be an amazing addition to your collection. And we're also bringing in another stamp set that coordinates with the jar. I just got it and I designed this card and I'm super excited to share. It's called Jar of Joy, okay? So it's a Christmas stamp set. We're going to play with that one today, make a fun fold card. It's going to be a pop-up card, all the things today. And I want to remind you, today is July 11th. It's the last day. You have till midnight tonight to grab your two-tone cardstock. Two-tone cardstock is on sale. I see your hearts. Thank you so much, you guys. Is on sale, and today is the last day of the sale. 20% off two-tone cardstock. We're going to play with a bit of it today. It's amazing. It is amazing. Okay, so let's get started here on this fun card. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Annika. Greetings from the Netherlands to you too. Greetings from Canada to you, all the way over to the Netherlands. Hello, TJ. Hi, Darby. Hello, hello. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Calgary. I think we're going to have a good day. Barbara's joining us from Winnipeg. Hello, Barbara. Thanks for being here. Hi, Cindy from hot Indiana. We'll try and stay cool, my friend. And we've got Brenda here from Trenton, Ontario. Hello, Janet from Camrose. Hi, Krista. Happy Friday to you too. Alrighty, I always look forward to Friday. It's my favorite day of the week. I have a lot of favorites. Fun Fold is definitely my favorite. And I do love to join you with a Fun Fold every Friday. And this one, you're going to be able to whip up a bunch of these cards in no time because we're using punches, right? It's so fun. All right, I see everybody popping in. Thank you all for coming back. Hi, Nancy. Hello, Lois. Linda's here with us. Oh, everybody's here. Hello, Joyce from Calgary. Hello, Marie from steamy Montreal. Wow, it's steamy over there. Okay, let's flip the camera. I got lots to share. Lots. I got lots on my desk. So let's get going here. Hi, Maggie. Good morning. It is a beautiful Friday here. Maggie's also in Alberta, here in Canada. So I hope you're enjoying your morning so far. All right, it's steamy in Indianapolis too, says Cheryl. So we've got steam all over North America today. Hi, Donna from Denver. Hello, Audrey from Red Deer. All right, guys, let's flip the camera. Hello, Jean from New York. Wow, everybody's joining us from all over. I love it. Okay, so taking a look at my desk. I got everything on here, like I mentioned. We're going to straighten up a little bit. And let's get organized. Okay, you want to see what we're making today? We're making this card. Take a look. Okay, first let me bring in the stamp set, the new one. So let me share with you what we're playing with. Okay, so we're playing with... This is Sweet Jar. Grab the bundle, my friends. There's the code right there at the top of my page, okay? Let's see. 165507 is the bundle, okay? So when you get the bundle, you're going to get this stamp set and you're going to get the Sweet Jar Punch, which coordinates. So it's always good to buy the bundle because you save 10% on the bundle, okay? So as if this wasn't enough, this adorable bundle, they knocked it out of the park like they always do with an additional stamp set. Check this one out. It's called Jar of Joy, and it has all the Christmas things in it, right? Christmas greetings, Christmas images. We're going to play with that one today. Wishing you all the sweetest Christmas. And then we've got the item code for that one is 166176. So I would really recommend grabbing the bundle. Okay, so you can get your 10% off and then adding this one to your cart because it's going to sell. This one's going to sell for sure. Now, these are in the online exclusives. You can find them on the online exclusives. Okay, so you know what? If you're not sure about item codes, Marlene, paper snips, the manufacturer has stopped manufacturing them, unfortunately. So Stampin' Up! Is currently looking for a new manufacturer of snips. We will have that update as soon as possible. Okay, so if you're on the website and you're looking for what I'm talking about today, just type in the word jar. Try it. Try it in the search bar. Type in the word jar and everything with jar in it will come out. Discontinued for now. Exactly, TJ. We won't get the exact same snips back, but you know what? Sometimes change is good, and maybe we will get an even better pair, right? You never know. Okay, let's talk about what we're doing today. Here it is, my friends. Take a look. We're making this card. I got a lot of new stuff to share with you today. Yeah, my top is Old Olive, Lemon. Yeah, there's all kinds of colors in my top. That's true. Thank you so much for noticing. Okay, so this right here, we're going to play with the two-tone cardstock. Don't forget to add this to your cart because you're going to want this. We're playing with the punch. We're using the Christmas Jar of Joy. We got some new designer series paper. Look at this. Oh my gosh. For the love of, I think it's called Love of Tweed. I'm going to bring that in and show you all the patterns. Then watch when I open. Watch when I open. Boom, we're going to open this up. It's going to be a pop-up. Here we go. We've got the jar inside. May your heart be filled with joy. And then down here we have sending a jar full of cheer. We've got another jar down here with some Christmas ornaments. We've got the Forever Plaid designer, embossing folder, and we've got some paper that has carried over in cherry cobbler. Can you see that silver shine on the plaid? And then we've got our pop-up jar of gingerbread cookies. Okay, thanks, Elaine. I'm happy you like this one. Okay, I see some questions here. How do you clean the sponge blenders? You can wash them. You know what? I like to dry clean mine by I use one color family per, if I'm doing reds, I do cherry cobbler, red, all of those reds. I like to clean them on a dry piece of, what am I trying to say? Grid paper. But you can rinse them. I know people who have rinsed them, but you do need to let them dry really, really, really well because the bristles are so fine. You don't want water stuck inside, okay? Thank you, Maggie. I'm so happy you like this one. Let's get started. I got some stuff to show you. Okay, let's start off. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Now, if you live in Canada, you know you're going to get these card kits from me when you place your minimum $60 order. Make sure you are shopping with me. Okay, so if you place a $60 order before you check out, make sure it says that you're shopping with Rosemary Coleman in Canada, okay? And then I can get all of this stuff to you. Okay, so I'm going to show you now the Need for Tweed 12 by 12 paper. This is a package of 12 by 12 designer series paper that went live last week on July 1st, okay? So this is an online exclusive, so I want to share the patterns as always. I like to share the patterns with you. Check out this pattern. It has all kinds of stuff. It has early espresso, old olive, cherry cobbler, all the greens. Look at that. So pretty. The flip side has cherry cobbler tweed, okay? Then we're going to go on to the next pattern here, and you get a whopping 3 sheets of each pattern. So let's take a look at this one. Check that out. How do you redeem rewards? Well, Linda, if you have achieved rewards when you go to place your order, it should pop up on your screen. It should be at the checkout. It'll be in red. It'll say, would you like to redeem your rewards? And then you go ahead and put in however many rewards you want to redeem. You're in complete control of that. There's the back side of this one. We've got green on the one side and then like a beigey color on the back side. You can see that. Then we have the next pattern we have here is this tweed here. And love it. And then the back side has some other colors coming through here. Let me tell you what it says. It says basic beige, basic black, cherry cobbler, early espresso, old olive, and pecan pie. I can definitely see. You're welcome, Linda. I don't always see your questions when I'm live. It depends if I'm sitting down and I'm looking at my project, but I do like to answer your questions. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so we can see in this one, I see some early espresso, I see basic beige, and I actually see a little bit of black coming through this one. And then we have, last but not least, we have this pattern here, which you can see is you get the basic beige coming through in this pattern, and then the basic black. And the flip side of this one, even though they didn't list it, I almost feel like there's some secret sea going on in here and some Night of Navy maybe, because it doesn't look like just black, okay? So there we have it. We have 4 patterns. There's the back side, okay? And then let's flip them all over again. I'll show you the front side. So I'm going to use this one today for my Christmas card, but you could use any of these patterns, right? So versatile. And this paper again is called Need for Tweed, okay? And the item code is 166144. Okay, so that's the paper. That's new. And then we're also bringing in Jar of Joy, which is new. Oh, and Jennifer says her tractor bundle is coming today. I got that one too, and I'm so excited to share that with you guys. What else did I get? Holly Jolly. I didn't even get a chance to label this one or get my magnetic sheet out or anything. But this is Holly Jolly. This bundle is 166120. Okay. Miss the answer for redoing rewards. When you go into your online store, guys, you should be able to redeem your rewards. Anybody here redeem their rewards? It's right at the checkout. If you have earned rewards, they should be there for you. But if you have questions about your rewards and it's not showing up, I would recommend calling Stampin' Up. 1-800-STAMP-UP, and they will help you. Absolutely, they will help you. Okay, so Holly Jolly, let's take a look at this bundle. That is with you here. It's not frozen. Yeah, okay, I'm not frozen either. I've not seen anybody else. If you freeze, guys, go out and come back. That usually resets everything and you can be okay. Okay, so hopefully that helps. All right, Holly Jolly. This is a stamp set. They gave us this. I won this one, excuse me. When I went to Orlando for the Disney incentive trip. It's such a fantastic Christmas one. It's a photopolymer 16 sets. Now it is bundled with the Holly Jolly dies. Now this is a hybrid die set, okay? So with a hybrid, hi France, good morning. You get the dies and you get the folder. And mine, I got to get this on a magnetic sheet because this is what happens. That tape is just sticky. Okay, so let's pull this in. I want to show you what these dies look like. Okay, so the dies look like this. And there's a big one. Yeah, Maggie says I sure have used your rewards. Okay, thank you, Maggie. So this is the set of dies, okay? So you get these awesome stitch rectangles. You get the word joy. You get the dies that coordinate with the bells, right? The poinsettia and then the holly, these here. So you get those. And you also get the one that coordinates with the leaf. Okay. So you're going to get the dies, but then you also get, the amazing Holly Jolly embossing folder. And it's a hybrid folder. If you're not if you're not familiar with a hybrid folder, let me show you how this works. So this is a hybrid. And if you feel with your thumbs, you can feel the grooves here. And they have made these so that you can put this together. Let's see, maybe it's this side. I always have to maneuver it around to make sure it's in the right spot, but then you're golden once you've got it. Okay. Here we go. So there we go. Just take your thumbs, and when it stops moving around, like I can't move this anymore, it's in the groove, okay? So now we've got the die inside the folder, and the first time I saw this, I'm like, wait a second, that's going to ruin my folder. There's blades here. I don't want to close this. I was afraid. But this is meant to be this way. It is manufactured to hold the die inside, and then you put the cardstock in and you run it through. And then, my friends, what happens is these will be cut only in certain places, okay? And it's phenomenal. It's an absolutely phenomenal hybrid folder. And you're going to be able to use this with your rectangles. And I don't have a sample to share with you yet, but you know I'm going to be playing with this really soon. And then you can actually put the rectangle, tuck it inside these leaves, right? Annika says she's saving her rewards for the set with the flags and the large letters. Yeah, you can save your rewards. That is the best part of this, right? I love it. Okay, so that's the hybrid part. That's the dies. That's the holly jolly. What are we doing with this today? Well, we're just going to use the folder as a folder. Okay, so it can be used as a hybrid with this die, or you can just emboss with it. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to use it as a regular 3D embossing folder. Okay, so what we're going to do with that, let's do that first and get it done. We're going to bring in the two-tone cardstock, okay? So we have two-tone cardstock here in my package here. This one here, Betty's going to save for the big machine. Yes, lots of things you can save for. This is Weekend Adventures 12 by 12 cards, two-tone cardstock. So with that one, you're going to get Basic Beige, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, and Pecan Pie. So what I've done is I have my Old Olive here. We're going to cut a piece and we're going to run it through just the folder, okay? And the piece that I'm going to cut is, let me just measure here. It's going to be 2 inches by 3 3/4. So we're just going to cut a strip. I'm just going to take you through this process here and cut this strip down 2 inches by 3 3/4. Okay, so here we go. We're popping this into the trimmer. You get 2 sheets of each of these if you buy these multi-packs. Now you can buy a package of Old Olive. If you love it and you know you're going to make a lot of Christmas cards or whatever, you can purchase an entire package of just Old Olive, and you're going to get 12 sheets, right? So you're going to be amazed. Okay, so let me just double check my measurement, you know, like my dad always taught me. Measure twice, cut once. Okay, so we're cutting it to 4 inches. So an easy measurement, 2 by 4. 2 by 4. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this back in, and you're going to get this already embossed from me. I will run this through for you, okay? So we're going to put this into the folder like so. And depending on which side you want, let me show you the difference. The two-tone, here is the beauty of two-tone. You see the dark Old Olive on this side and the light Old Olive on that side. That is an amazing feature of two-tone. We're going to emboss, and I want to be able to scuff up or brush up the edges. So we're going to take the dark side of the Old Olive, and we're going to lay this down on this part of my folder where the Stampin' Up! Logo is. And I think I can actually fit, let's see, can I fit 3? I know I can fit 2, but can I fit 3? Ooh, I'm feeling really, really risky here on a Friday morning. We're going to put this on here, and it is a haphazard, not haphazard, but it is a random, you know, design, right? These holly leaves are going all over the place, so it doesn't matter. They don't need to be in a certain order. So we're going to close that up. We've got 3 pieces in here, right? We're going to run this through our machine. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Good morning, Judy. And because it's a 3D folder, we only need platform number 1, and we need our dark gray plate, which comes with your machine. Some of you had said you're saving your rewards for this machine. So hopefully you'll get there soon and you can get this using rewards. I mean, it's such an amazing feeling, right? To get something for free in exchange for your, you know, your loyalty, right? Okay, so here is my folder with the pieces. We're just doing this part first because I want to share this with you. I'm going to share the whole entire card with you, but I want to share. So there's the two-tone cardstock with the holly berries. You can see the white popping through there where the berries are, right, for the holly berry. So all we're going to do with this is we're going to take, now you can take, I've had some questions like, what do you use to scuff it up? What do you mean by scuffing it up? Well, you can use a sanding block is the right word I'm trying to find. You could use an emery board, nail file. It's really up to you what you scuff this up with. So I'm going to take, I have an old, we used to sell these and we don't anymore, but you can get these on Amazon. All you need to type in is sanding block, or if you have sandpaper. I'm just going to take this and I'm actually just going to use the corner or edge of it to scuff up the part where the berries are, the holly berries. And I'm just going to do the inside of these holly leaves where the berries are. You could do the whole thing and have some white parts on your leaves, but I'm just, like I said, focusing on that. Now, I just remembered in my desk, I have this little sand eraser. This actually would be a great option for what I'm doing here. I'm actually only removing from the berries. So I'm going to use my sand eraser, and then I can get right in there where the berries are and scuff that up and make them white. So there we go. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my cherry cobbler blend, and I'm going to add my cherry cobbler ink to the holly berries, okay? And just making that white core come through will help these red holly berries, slow down, Rose, pop through. So there's that. Look at that. Look at the texture. I love, love, love the two-tone paper. Add some to your order today. You won't regret it. Okay, so that will come to you like that. Then we have a piece of the, I want to say crazy about tweed, for the love of tweed, need for tweed. Okay, so this is a 2-inch by 5 1/4 inch piece. I'm going to share my DSP with you, my friends. I love with this paper is so stunning. So what we have is we've got a cherry cobbler 4 1/4 by 11 for our card base, and I have to score it in the middle. So let's do that. We're going to score. Actually, what I'm going to do is bring in my scoring, Simply Scored. If you don't have one of these and you're going to be making a bunch of Christmas cards, I highly, highly recommend this Simply Scored board. It comes with the stylus that sits at the bottom. There's a little track for it. And we're just going to come in here and score at 5 1/2. Here we go. Okay, so there's my card base. Super easy, right? Then we super easy, only I didn't do it right. What did I do wrong? I didn't score that at 5 1/2. Okay, that's okay. You guys, you know what happens, right? We're going to do this over. We're going to keep that cherry cobbler piece for another card, and we're going to just back it up and do this again. No stress, it's just a piece of cardstock, right? So we're going to cut this down to be 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to cut it at 5, or we're going to score it at 5 1/2. But before I do that, I'm going to grab my white piece. We also need a white piece of basic white that's going to come to you 4 by 10 1/2, okay? So let's grab my white cardstock and we'll do this together. So 4 by 10 1/2. So we're going to cut the 4-inch piece. And then we're going to extend out the arm of my trimmer. Hi, Sylvia. Good to see you. We're going to extend out the arm and we're going to cut this to 10 1/2. All right, now I'm ready for my Simply Scored board. Okay, so move my trimmer away and we're going to score. So the cherry cobbler gets scored in half at 5 1/2. So I think I went by these markers. So we used to sell, Stampin' Up! Used to sell these markers. They don't anymore. So I think that actually was messing me up a little bit. I think I scored where my marker was and I shouldn't have. So we're going to score in half at 5 1/2. Okay, so there's that. All right, so now back to our white piece. We're going to score this at 3 1/4, 5 1/4, and 7 1/4. Okay, so just 3 score lines. This is going to be the inside pop-up mechanism. And that's all we need for our scoring tool, for our scoring Simply Scored board. I'm going to open this up and put my little markers up here, get them out of the way, but they'll be where I want them when I need them. You could put all kinds of stuff in here. You could put your bone folder in here like that. Mine, like that. You could keep a bone folder in there, but of course it comes with your score tool, which sits down here at the bottom, okay? Yep, I have my bag for it too from convention. I remember that, Jennifer. Stampin' Up! Had some people from, I think it was Riverton or maybe Kanab, make special cloth bags, and we could purchase one. That was such a great convention. Okay, so back to the card. We're going to do the front first, and we're going to glue these pieces down. Let's see here. All right, we got some stuff done. We're going to bring in my bone folder, and we're going to reinforce the score on that score line, and we're going to add some glue to these pieces. All right. I had a blast making this card, and I was so excited to share this one with you this morning. Okay, so there's our layers for the front, and we're going to put this one down first with the holly berries. We're going to put that over here on the left side of the card front, like that. And then we're going to bring in the DSP. And I love that this is 2 inches by 5 1/4. You're going to get a lot of those out of your package. Let me do the math here. So you're going to get 12 of these pieces out of 1 sheet of DSP. And you're going to get 3 of them, so that's 36, right? That's amazing. Okay, so 12 times 3 is 36. 36 of these pieces, right? So if you buy 2 packs of paper, boy, you've got all your Christmas cards done right there. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to do, what are we going to do now? We're going to do some stamping. Let's do the front of the card. So we're going to put that off to the side. We're going to get some scrap paper now, and we're going to do some stamping using the Jar of Joy stamp set. Okay, so wishing you the sweetest Christmas. Now, when you go to your scrap bin, you're going to want to grab pieces that are 1 3/4 inches. Okay, that fits very nicely. Here is my scrap bin. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some scraps, and I'm going to stamp the jar. So each of these stamp sets has a jar image, right? I'm going to point out the difference. Sweet Jar has the lid is solid. The Jar of Joy has a lid that's hollow. See that? So they're slightly different, but the jars themselves are a little bit different as well, but they will fit in the punch. Okay, so you know, I think you need the bundle and the Jar of Joy, but if you just want to buy the stamp set and the punch separate, you can totally do that too. Okay, so we're going to bring in Pool Party. We're going to stamp the jar body, the body of the jar, with Pool Party. I'm going to stamp like, I'm stamping to the right because I'm right-handed and I want to be able to hold the cardstock on my left with my left hand. Okay, now we're going to stamp Wishing You the Sweetest Christmas. Now, when I looked at this, I was like, oh, I wish they had left a gap and given us the word sweetest separately, because you could fit that in. That's what they did with the original stamp, right? They have this sending a little love your way, but there's a gap, so you can put sending a little party your way, sending a little luck your way, sending a little love, sending a little sweetness your way. So if you have the Sweet Jar stamp set, you can substitute if you want. But I'm going to use just the Jar of Joy stamps. So I'm going to stamp that greeting with Old Olive, and I'm not going to try and separate out the colors or anything like that, and I don't want to cut my stamp set. I'm just going to go ahead and make it simple. I'm going to stamp it with Old Olive. Okay, so I'm going to put that right in the jar right there. Boom. Now you could be done if you want to. Now if you want to add extra color, you can go ahead and ink that up again. And then you can grab a really scrap piece of paper. Look what I did here. I cleaned my stamp, then I stamped it again with cherry cobbler. I only want the word sweetest, okay? So don't throw away your scraps. They come in real handy for this. Okay, so we're just gonna fussy cut out the word sweetest. You don't need to be picky. Just grab your scissors and give it a good snip. And we're gonna put that right on top of the Old Olive print, or the Old Olive stamp, right? So this is trash. Now we're going to just bring in my glue, but first let's punch out the jar shape first. So here we go. We're going to hold this in my left hand. See, I've got plenty of room to line this up, and when it's in the right position, when I'm happy with it, I'll pop that out. Okay, then you still got room on this one. Don't throw that away. You can do some more sweetest stamping there. Just trying to save you cardstock, right? Because don't throw away your scraps because they come in handy. Okay, so I'm putting a little glue over the word sweetest. And then we are going to take your pick tool, pick up that word, and we're going to lay it right over the old olive word. Look at that. There. Now we have two-tone. Okay, so for the jar lid, we just need a little bit of scrap of cherry cobbler, okay? And I've got the jar here. We're going to stamp the jar with Memento ink. Whoops. Let's see. So tap, tap, tap. I'm going to keep it close to the bottom of the cardstock layer. And that's a little too much ink. Okay, if that happens, it means that I pressed down too hard. So the best way to do that, to recover from that, is to clean your stamp, because I've got a lot of ink oozing out the edges there. So I'm just going to clean that up. See, you can always start over, right? There's no mistakes in paper crafting. Okay, and then we're just going to flip this around. And we're going to do this tap, 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 even pressure, and we're going to stamp right there. Boom. Okay, that's a lot better. I'm happy with that. Then we're going to bring that punch back in, and we're going to line that jar lid up with the top of the punch right there. Pop it out. And I'm going to need 2 more. So let's do some more. Might as well do them all, right? I love to do batch work. Might as well. If you know you're going to need them, just do them, right? So we're going to do 1 there, and then spin it around. We'll do 1 more there. So we need 3 jar lids. Jar lids. Okay, so here we go. There's number 2. And number 3. Do I have it? Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've got 3 jar lids because I'm going to need them eventually. Well, let's put the lid on this one. So a little teeny tiny bit of glue. And then we'll go ahead and pop this cherry cobbler jar lid on. And there's our front greeting. Okay. So I got a little glue on my glass mat. Let's clean that off. We're going to now grab some of that amazing ribbon that I've been playing with all week. In your kit, you will receive a 4-inch piece of this, okay? So you're just going to want to take it and cut it in half. So I'm just measuring on the bottom of my Glass Mat Studio, 4 inches, okay? And we're going to cut it in half. So take your ribbon when you receive it, fold it in half, cut it in half, then now you have 2 2-inch pieces. We're going to do a little bit of a flag on the back here with that one. So let's put the lids on my ink pads. And we're going to bring in some tear and tape. Tear and tape is definitely your friend when it comes to working with ribbon. So I'm going to need 4 pieces. Okay, I got 1 stuck to my finger. That's okay. All right, so we're going to put them on, put 2 pieces down on either end of your jar. There's my second one. Okay. And then, so what we're going to do is take these 2 pieces, and you've probably seen me do this before if you watch me regularly. We're going to take these. This one is going to be my flag. So I'm just going to fold it in the shape of a V and stick it down on the right side, okay? And then the other one is going to be the little loopy part. So this is like a little ribbon hack, so you don't waste a ton of ribbon on the back, because no one's going to see the back, right? So you see how I've got the loop over here and my tails on that side. Okay, so then we're going to bring in my snips, and we're going to trim these ends on an angle like that and like that. Okay, so there's my jar, and you can put more tear and tape on the back and anchor. Make sure that ribbon stays put. Nothing any worse than ribbon wiggling itself out from the back of your card. Okay, so this is going to go on the front of the card. Now, did I attach it with dimensionals? Yes, I did. It's going to go on the card with dimensionals on the card front, and it's going to go down here in the bottom like that, down on the bottom left. So you can peel off the backing, but really we don't really need to because we're going to be anchoring this to the card with Stampin' Dimensionals. I got a big mess going on here. Dimensionals, and this one I'm working on. This sheet is almost done, so we're just going to go around and snip the edges and use them. So don't waste any of your dimensionals. Okay, so let's put, I'm just going to put one on the bottom here and then one on the top, and I think this is going to be good to go onto my card. All right, we got the front done, you guys. So fun. I'm putting it right here at the bottom so that we can still admire the DSP and the two-tone paper. I love it so much. Now we get to do the fun inside part. Okay, so your white piece that we have, we've got 3 different folds. So this one is going to fold towards yourselves. This one goes away, and this one comes toward. So we get like an M kind of, right? Okay, so just reinforce the score lines with your bone folder. So I like to reinforce those, and then I'm going to come in here and reinforce the middle one. And now we get to do the fun stuff on the inside. So for the top of this one, I'm going to send you a piece of the, this paper is called Regal Distress Patterns. This carried over from last year's catalog, and I'm so excited because Cherry Cobbler is so Christmassy. That piece is going to go on there. Then I have a piece of Old Olive that's going to go right here. And then I went ahead and I have a same size piece. This is 1 3/4 by 4 inches. I ran that through the Forever Plaid embossing folder. That's going to go down here. And then we have white down here, and we're going to be very brave today and just stamp on here. So let's stamp first. The bottom portion of this section, I'm going to bring in from the Joy of Jar. We have this long greeting set that says, sending a jar full of cheer. I love that. So let's grab that one, and we're going to stamp that with Old Olive. Just bringing all the coordinating colors in, sending a jar full of cheer. Okay, so we'll stamp this down here because if I make a mistake, I can still flip this over, but I'm holding my breath. Here I go. Straight down, straight up. Okay, pretty good, not too shabby. I like it. Then we're going to bring the jar back in, and we're going to stamp down in the corner a pool party jar. And we are going to bring in this cool ornament accent that you can put in the jar. We're going to stamp that with Cherry Cobbler. You could put this cute little snowman in the jar. Wouldn't that be cute? And if you're getting two-tone paper and you get any of the pool party, you could actually stamp this guy on some pool party and do the tearing technique and expose the white edge of the pool party two-tone cardstock. That's a great idea. Like, the more I play with these stamps, you guys, the more I get excited. And more ideas, right? So I have a blast with this one. Okay, so there's my ornaments. Now you can go ahead and stamp your lid on if you want to. Let's do that. I think I'm going to stamp this lid. I want to use some Cherry Cobbler. So I'm going to clean the black memento off. I'm going to stamp with Cherry Cobbler on top like that. Okay, and then if you want to pull in some color, you can grab your blend or your marker or whatever it is you want to use, and you can add a little color. Let's do that. It won't take long, just a little pop of color for this lid. And there we go. We're not adding any extra bulk on the inside. We got room right here to sign our card. Okay, so let's move these ink pads away. Let's close this up for now. And then we're going to get our glue flowing on these pieces. And I'm going to show you how we're going to put that jar, that pop-up jar mechanism. Okay, so we're going to add our glue. The embossed pieces, you can add extra glue if you like. I'm just going to go around here, all 4 sides of my DSP. And here we go. Oh, I forgot to stamp the old olive piece. Okay. All right, so let's see if I can do this. We're going to go ahead because I got the glue on it. I don't want to waste the cardstock and the glue. We're going to do this. We're going to go against what I always say. You know, stamp and then stick. We're going to stamp a greeting across there and hope and pray that it's going to be okay. All right. So here goes the cherry cobbler DSP up top. That becomes the inside foldy bendy accordion part. Okay. We want to stamp our greeting across here. And we're going to use the other long greeting, may your heart be filled with joy. I love that. Okay, so these are such fantastic Christmas greetings. I think I'm going to be making my Christmas cards early. Get it done. When you get your stuff in July, have a Christmas in July get together, sit with your family. You got people visiting, why not? Say, let's make some Christmas cards. They'll think you're crazy at first until they see how much fun it is. Oh, it worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. Okay. I'm so happy with that. Okay. So now we're going to do the pop-up mechanism. Okay. So for the pop-up mechanism, I have a piece of cardstock here. It's 2 inches wide by 1.5 inches tall. I've scored it at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5. We're going to fold on all the score lines. So we're making a little cube, but we're going to fold it in half like that. And now I'm going to put my tear and tape. I'm going to show you X here and right behind it, X there. So the 2 open ends will go together with the tear and tape on the X. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll grab my tear and tape and we'll add a strip. Love tear and tape. You can actually just hold on to it and come in here and put it exactly where you need to. When you get to the end, just tear it. That's why it's called tear and tape, right? Okay, so here we go. We're going to do this side here like that and then tear. And then you can burnish with your fingers. You can use your bone folder. You can use your take your pick tool. I like to use my take your pick tool to lift off that wax paper backing, expose my glue there, and do that on the other side. Then to make the pop-up mechanism, all you got to do is take this 2 open ends, come in here, lay it down here at the score line. I'm trying to center it side to side. And then all you need to do is hold it and then simply close down the top. Press, press, press. And then when you lift up, look at that. You've got your little pop-up right there. Can you see that little square column? So that's where you're going to put your next jar. So we're going to make another jar now. So we're going to grab another scrap piece of cardstock from my scrap bin. And let's see. Remember I said 1 3/4 is a perfect. This is not quite 1 3/4. Let's see. Maybe this one. No, that's only 1.5. Okay, we might have to grab a bigger piece. No big deal. Okay, so we've got a bigger piece. We can trim it down. And the reason, oh no, I've got another piece right here. The reason I don't like to use bigger than I need to is because to cut down on stuff flying around, right? Less cleanup, the better. Okay, so we're going to stamp the gingerbread now. So the Jar of Joy has these 2 images that go together. They're the gingerbread cookies. You're going to fill your jar with cookies. Okay, so first things first, let's stamp the jar. I like to use a pool party because it kind of reminds me of like a glass. It's like glass, right? So, okay, we're going to do that. First thing, stamp your jar. All right, then we have 2 things we want to do here. We have our 2 stamps. We have the one with the gingerbread cookies, like the gingerbread man himself, and then we have the stuff that's on the in between. Okay, let me show you my card again. So this is what we're stamping here now. We're going to stamp these 2 images inside the jar. So I have tried it both ways. You can practice on some scrap paper if you like. I'm going to do it with cherry cobbler first and then pecan pie. So the cherry cobbler parts are going to be, let's line this up right, like this. It's like the outline of your gingerbread man and the gingerbread cookies. It's what's in between, okay? Can you see that? I've done the outline. You can see his little bow tie. You can see the center of that star and the outline of the hearts. So you can do that first if you want. And then we're going to stamp into the pecan pie, and we're going to hover. This is the beauty of photopolymer. I'm going to hover over my image, and I'm not touching the cardstock yet. I'm just lining this up the best way I can. I've got the bow tie in place, the center of the star. I think I'm good. And then I'm going to press down. Press, press, press. And boom, there we go. You can see how they go together so nicely. Isn't that fun? So then you can bring in your jar punch, line it up, and then pop it out. So cute, right? And then, of course, in keeping with the other jars, we're going to put a cherry cobbler jar lid on. Add a little line here. I apologize if I'm missing your comments right now. I will come back and read them. If you have questions, maybe someone is here from my team, my lovely team members that join me. They like to help me out by answering some questions. Thank you, ladies. You're the best. There's our jar. Now, this jar is going to go on the front of this pop-up shelf. Okay, so all we need to do is use our trusty Tombow glue to add a little bit of glue to the bottom of the jar. You don't want to use excess glue. You'd really just want to use enough to anchor it right on the front of this little ledge right there. And then you can gently close this down, press, 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 let it set. Because that glue, once it sets, that's it. It's golden, right? It will not come apart unless you tear it apart. So there we have it. Oh, I love it. Okay, so let's bring back the card front. I mean, the card front itself is beautiful. You could just add a greeting, but we wanted to make this a fun fold. So this is the layer for the inside. So we're going to take this package I've got here, open our card up. We're going to put some glue on one side up here at the top. This is the top portion. And we're going to then, I'm going to do one at a time here. So I'm going to come up here and with my little piece, I'm going to line this up with the edges. I just want that like 1/8 to 1/4 inch of cherry cobbler around the edges. And then we're going to close this down like that. And if you're off with your scoring, that's okay. You got a little minute here to fix that up with your bone folder. And I am off, so this is actually really good. So I'm going to just line this, fold this, and line it up. Score it with my bone folder again, like that, okay? Just use your muscles and get that score line nice and crisp. And then I'm going to add my glue to these edges. And we're going to simply close up our card, and everything should fall into place. Give it a second, rub it, give it some love. And then around the front, when we open it, oh, that's off. Okay, this is why we don't want to go too long here. Okay, it's off a little bit, so I'm going to just, I'm playing with fire here. Okay, lifter, lifter, lifter. And do we have release? We're going to fix this because it was a little bit off. Okay, so we're going to line this up best we can and then press it down. Okay, that's what I should have done first. Instead of just closing your card and opening it to a surprise of it not matching up, you can line up the bottom. So you've got your cherry cobbler edges here. And then there we have it, my friends. Super easy card that you can use with any DSP, any colors of cardstock. You can change this up however you like. It is such a fun card. We have so many amazing products right now that you are available to purchase, to put in your starter kit, which I would highly recommend. If you don't have this starter kit, Oh, it's only $135 in Canada. You get to choose $165 of whatever you want, whatever makes your heart sing. And these products make my heart sing. They really, really do. You could add all of these things I played with today. The paper, the jar of joy, of course, your sweet jar bundle if you don't have it. What else did I use that's new today? Oh my gosh, all kinds of stuff, right? You could get yourself this Forever Plaid folder, this paper here, the distressed regal distressed paper. So beautiful, all of this stuff. Now I didn't even add, I'll get to that afterwards, but you can add the gold sequence. That's what I did. I used some liquid glue and just added the little pop of gold that pulls out the gold from the ribbon. So my friends, if you are in Canada, I would love, love, love to add you to my team and welcome you there. They are an amazing group of ladies that I love with all my heart, and we have so much fun. What else did we play with today? We played with the tweed. Oh, I love this paper. It's called Need for Tweed. I mean, Stampin' Up! Is so smart, right? Like we do need the tweed, right? So Need for Tweed paper, grab that. Oh, and then the hybrid bundle. Oh my gosh. This one is a must-have. You're going to love this one, right? Holly Jolly. It is bundled with the Holly Jolly dies and the Holly Jolly hybrid embossing folder. Put that one in your kit. Amazing, right? Let's see. Can use little animals inside. Yes, Maggie. Oh, there's so many ideas. Now, let me do a recap. I almost forgot, but I didn't. We're going to do a recap now of what I've done this week because it's been a fun week, and I thank you so much for joining me. If you've missed any of the videos, you can go back and watch them here on Facebook. But if it's past 30 days, you can find them over on YouTube, okay? So let's do a recap of this week. Okay, let me grab my cards. Okay, so Monday, we played with the Global Design Project Challenge, and it's still current. This challenge is still current. GDP 504. This is Michaela Tethridge's card. Oh, Marie. Yes, I think I said I was going to do that yesterday and I didn't do it. I will show you the Technique Club. Let me do these first and then I'll show you. Thank you for the reminder, Marie. Cool. So, okay, here we go. This is Michaela Tethridge. That's her beautiful card. And she used dragonflies. Pardon me. I did call them butterflies. I don't know. Dragonflies, butterflies, they have wings, they fly. I took her inspiration and I used the colors that she used, as well as I placed them in the kind of order that she did. And I used the jar, the sweet jar bundle. So that was Monday's card, and the inside looks like this with the candles and then the greeting like that. Okay, so that's sweet jar on Monday. Tuesday, let me see. We got Thursday. Where's my Tuesday card here? We got, oh, okay. They're all over the place here. Pardon me. Tuesday, we played with this one. We did some cloud cover with Lemon Lime Twist and the Secret Sea. These cards here are from Rhonda Wade's online creative convention. Oh my gosh, you guys. We did so many beautiful cards in that convention. Ah, so amazing. Then on Wednesday, we got a little sweet treat with the chocolate chip cookies in the jar and the gold foil lid. And there's the inside, sending a little sweetness your way. Yesterday, we played with that two-tone cardstock. You guys are going to love it. You got to grab it. I'll show you the technique cards. This is our technique for the month of July. We're playing with this two-tone cardstock. And then we got not the leprechauns, but the shamrocks, the four-leaf clovers, and there's the inside, sending a little love your way. And then today we popped on to Christmas and pulled in all of the Christmas products that I shared with you, all of the new things. and there's using the jar of joy. So this is an amazing product suite, you guys. It's not a product suite, but when you get all of these products, you're going to have a blast playing with both the sweet jar bundle and the jar, the joy, jar of joy. Okay. Jar of joy and sweet jar. I really recommend grabbing both of those. Okay, so that's my projects for the week. And so the ordering special ends midnight on Sunday, as always. And we will get these kitted up and sent to you so you can make these 5 cards. So, Technique Club. You're very welcome, Annika. The Technique Club. Let's take a look at what we're doing. This Technique Club will be featuring the Turtly Cute product bundle. And let's take a look. We're going to play with, this is card number 1. Everybody, if you're in Canada, I still have kits I can send you if you'd like to participate in this Technique Club for this month. This is Petal Pink 2-tone cardstock. You can see the light side and the dark side and the tearing technique. And there we go. Here for you always. That's going to be card number 1 now, and then we're going to play with some more of the amazing paper, and this is going to be a fun fold with a little corner tuck here at the bottom. It's okay to take it slow, and there's the little turtle chilling out on his back. And then we have, this one was inspired by Meg Lovin. We're going to do this card. This is all going to be next week on the 17th. And we've got that awesome turtle background folder here. And we did garden green, and you can see how we can get that white core to come through. And then we open like this and like this. And it's a fun, happy birthday card. Isn't that fun? So those are our Technique cards that we are doing for the month of July. If you want to join us, I have a very limited number of kits left. Reach out to me if you're in Canada. Reach out to my friend Christine Bertram if you're in the United States. And if she has any kits left, we can get those in the mail to you as soon as possible. And so there we have it. Oh my gosh. And you'll also get a Technique sheet for your binder. Let's see. How can non-Canadian for today's, I will get that posted, Michelin. Thank you so much for all your kind words. Let me just flip you back around here. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. We've got the Technique Club next week. We have virtual album retreat. Many of you have purchased that virtual album retreat, and the time is finally going to come where we can play and participate. It's a 3-day event, but you don't have to be live for the entire time. It's from 2:30 to 10:30 here in Alberta, p.m. I'm long gone to bed by 10:30, but the replay will be on the Facebook group, and it's also going to be available on a YouTube link for anybody that can't participate live. I cannot wait to get my pages done and get my pictures on them for an entire 12-month album. It's going to be epic. I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. All the close to my heart reps and past and close to my heart customers are just beaming about this. And I can't even believe how many thousands of people are already in that Facebook group, which means the only way you can get in the Facebook group is if you purchase the virtual album retreat kit, and I'm completely astonished by how many people are in there. It's going to be an amazing event next week. So 3 days. That's happening, and then Technique Club is happening. Scrapbook Club is coming up. You're going to want to stay tuned for those pages. I'll share those with you again. On Monday, I'll share those pages, and then you can decide if you want to get a kit of your own if you live in Canada. That is something that I offer to Canadians, and it is a 10-month club as well as my Technique Club. You just get the perks, right? You get all the perks when you join one of my ongoing clubs, and after 10 months you get a choice of your gift from me, and I'm always excited to send my loyal customers happy mail and some surprise and delight gifts, right? So okay, so that is Friday in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed the fun fold today. I'm super excited to make more of this pop-up jar fun fold, And I'm in love with this paper. Need for tweed. You need it. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great rest of your Friday. And I will see you next Monday, next Monday at 9 o'clock Mountain Time for my next card video. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.